Good morning and welcome to Thought for the Day. My name's Claire and today we're going to look at Psalm 119. Not all of it, it's the longest it's the longest chapter in the Bible with 176 verses, which makes it pretty much the same length as the book of James. We're just going to look at verses 57 to 80. And I'm going to read it from the New Revised Standard Version. The Lord is my portion. I promise to keep your words. I implore your favour with all my heart. Be gracious to me according to your promise. When I think of your ways, I turn my feet to your decrees. I hurry and do not delay to keep your commandments. Though the cords of the wicked ensnare me, I do not forget your law. At midnight I rise to praise you because of your righteous ordinances. I am a companion of all who fear you, of those who keep your precepts. The earth, O Lord, is full of your steadfast love. Teach me your statutes. You have dealt well with your servant, O Lord, according to your word. Teach me good judgment and knowledge, for I believe in your commandments. Before I was humbled, I went astray, but now I keep your word. You are good and do good. Teach me your statutes. The arrogant smear me with lies, but with my whole heart I keep your precepts. Their eyes are fat and gross, but I delight in your law. It is good for me that I was humbled, so that I might learn your statutes. The law of your mouth is better to me than thousands of gold and silver pieces. Your hands have made and fashioned me. Give me understanding that I may learn your commandments. Those who fear you shall see me and rejoice, because I have hoped in your word. I know, O Lord, that your judgments are right, and that in faithfulness you have humbled me. Let your steadfast love become my comfort, according to your promise to your servant. Let your mercy come to me that I might live, for your law is my delight. Let the arrogant be put to shame, because they've subverted me with guile. As for me, I will meditate on your precepts. Let those who fear you turn to me, so that they may know your decrees. May my heart be blameless in your statutes, so that I may not be put to shame. What a great selection of verses. This section of the psalm is all about obedience. Obedience to the Lord. Faithfulness to his word. There's a great song that came to mind when I was thinking of what Psalm 119 means, and it's by Amy Grant, and she says in it, "Your word is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path." That's what the whole of this long psalm is all about. It's about celebrating the word of the Lord and how it can guide us through the darkness and into the light. It doesn't say the light means we have an easy life, but it's talking about sticking with God and using his word as comfort. In those 176 verses, there are lots of different stanzas, lots of different sections. And one thing I learned, both reading about this ahead of today and also at a Christian house party that James and I went on last week with our boys, is that each of those stanzas, each of those sections starts with a different alphabet letter from the Hebrew alphabet. So kind of the equivalent of the A to Z. And there's a wonderful story of King David teaching his son Solomon the alphabet, the actual A to Z equivalent in the Hebrew alphabet, and what one commentator has called the alphabet of spiritual life, just by using this psalm. How wonderful is that? And I was challenged to think, what's our equivalent? What's our equivalent of an alphabet with a spiritual alphabet? What is it that reminds you to pick up the word each day? What is it that reminds you to turn and be refreshed by the word of the Lord? It's literally just started raining whilst I've been recording this, and having driven around the south of England quite a bit on holiday, we all know just how much we need the refreshing rain. But what about the refreshing, the comes when we spend time reading and meditating on the word of the Lord. I'm going to finish by reading the first couple of verses from this section again. So that's verse 57 and 58. The Lord is my portion. I promise to keep your words. I implore your favour with all my heart. Be gracious to me according to your promise. God has promised that he will be gracious to us. Pray that you might know that today. Amen.